Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an update for a potential Ahsoka Season 2. We are going to go ahead and hop right on into it. In this video we are going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As a read, Ahsoka Season 2 gets a promising update. When could it actually release? New evidence suggests that the Force is strong with the odds of an Ahsoka Season 2. Talk of a planned second season for Dave Filoni's continuation of Star Wars Rebels began long before Ahsoka ever even debuted. However, speculation quickly has jumped to hyperspeed after the Star Wars series' Episode 8 finale, leaving a lot of potential in a lot of different directions that this overall narrative and plot points that we've seen throughout the Ahsoka Season 1 go. And so, now, a new report has further insight into Ahsoka's Disney Plus future, leaving fans to wonder how long they will have to wait for it. I did do an already overview video on kind of like everything that we know about a potential Ahsoka Season 2, so go check that video out as well. But when would an Ahsoka Season 2 actually even release? According to a new report from Deadline.com, another season of Star Wars' latest series, Ahsoka, is actually more of a reality in the conversation at Lucasfilm and Disney, and that it is in its early development stages and that those conversations are happening. While nothing is set in stone on Ahsoka's potential continuation with a Season 2, this news follows a Lucasfilm hint about an Ahsoka renewal that was issued ahead of the show's 8th episode. And so, while the show left the overall narrative and story unresolved, leading fans to expect another season, the fact that Rosario Dawson's led series is part of the overall Mandoverse, an interconnected Star Wars narrative on Disney Plus, of course, it didn't guarantee a second season with a post-credit scene or anything of that nature, which was something quite honestly I was anticipating and fingers crossed for. Although that's besides the point, and plus there's honestly plenty of other reasons for maybe why they didn't actually include that in there, because they weren't actually discussing an Ahsoka Season 2 quite yet. This is also because Ahsoka's conclusion could have been reserved for another connected series for Dave Filoni's Mandoverse movie, and which Thrawn is expected to be the primary villain, of course. So not only would they decide to continue on the overall Ahsoka narrative and story through an Ahsoka Season 2, potentially, but it is something that's kind of already a given and set up. There's other shows already here on Disney Plus that are a part of the Mandalorian and Mandoverse, much rather, like future seasons of The Mandalorian or a potential Book of Boba Fett Season 2, Star Wars Skeleton Crew being the next big live-action Star Wars show, and in addition to the Mandoverse coming out next year in 2024 is a very big prominent area of where we could see the continuation of this overall narrative. Plus, not to mention the Rangers of the New Republic seemingly cancelled show, but it is something that is a still potential. Never say never. Although, now that more Ahsoka may be in the works for a potential Season 2, the new question is when could a Season 2 actually drop on Disney Plus? At the moment, the earliest audiences could actually expect and anticipate for a second season of Ahsoka would have to be the summer of 2025, 2 years out. Particularly since the show isn't locked in and some of the VFX work that the overall show also requires. Other factors contributing to a 2025 release or even later at that are the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, the likelihood of the cast's conflicting post-strike schedules, and the fact that The Mandalorian's next season is expected to debut first since Jon Favreau had confirmed that he's already written Season 4, and that a September or in October of 2023 filming start date was planned before the strikes, although that's pushed back now and probably wouldn't be a thing until maybe November or even the new year. That is for The Mandalorian Season 4. Although, I will say, I'd like to second that and even challenge that. I don't think that a 2025 or a later release could be the earliest that we could have an Ahsoka Season 2. Depending on at least for when these strikes end with the actors, which hopefully, fingers crossed, would be quite soon, I believe that if the strikes were to end like today or tomorrow type of scenario, and they would be able to get right to work with an Ahsoka Season 2 is that they would actually be able to actually get the second season out maybe by late 2024. Although an early 2025 release could also work. We've seen Lucasfilm pull this off before, of course, with The Mandalorian's first 2 seasons. There was like a difference of about a year between these 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, so they could do the same for the Ahsoka show. That given, if they were to go through and actually write everything and have it like all done up until the point of all of its pre-production qualifications, up until the point of where they actually do need the actors to move forward. So with this all being said, what does Ahsoka Season 2 even mean for the overall Mandoverse? Since no one knows when the SAG-AFTRA strike will actually be resolved and end, or how it will affect the industry and studio plans going forward, it may be a while before Lucasfilm officially announces an Ahsoka Season 2, but as I had mentioned, I remain hopeful. For now, additional insider reports and events of Star Wars Skeleton Crew being the next big live action in addition to the Mandoverse show coming out early next year, 2024, may be the best gauge of what Star Wars has in store. However, while claims of studio interest in more Ahsoka is good news for the show overall and for us fans, the same can't be said for Star Wars' grand Mandoverse plan at this point. If for anything, it suggests that there isn't necessarily one all that much. The language of an Ahsoka Season 2 being more of a reality suggests that there is no concrete plan for the show's future, and that as a result, there is no definite date or plan for Dave Filoni's Cultimation event film that was announced at the beginning of this year at Star Wars Celebration. Lack of planning and direction based on audience response was seemingly the fatal flaw of Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy. There wasn't necessarily any planning. Hopefully Lucasfilm isn't making that same mistake twice with its Disney Plus narrative and Dave Filoni's storytelling. Either way though, however, I'd like to support that and say that that wouldn't hopefully ever be the case, because they have set themselves up with other directions of where they'd be able to close off and finish off the overall Ahsoka Season 1 narrative and story, whether it's with an Ahsoka Season 2, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, another Mandoverse show, not to mention Dave Filoni's big Star Wars Mandoverse Cultimation movie. It seems that there's a lot of different possibilities and opportunities for them to actually close off and finish off the overall Ahsoka narrative and story, even if that isn't with an Ahsoka Season 2. But again, due to the state of the industry right now, as it's in shambles, it's tough to know the true state of Star Wars. However, if Lucasfilm's plans for Ahsoka and the overall Mandoverse are uncertain, which I don't believe they are, perhaps a pause will better serve the greater narrative, regardless of how eager Star Wars fans are for more. With this all being said, guys, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you guys want to see with the future of overall Ahsoka and the Mandoverse? I would love to hear not only all of your thoughts and opinions, but also theories in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.